Hello all, welcome to Maple Hill Farm, Sunday, June 7th, I think, 8th. Sunday night, evening anyway, so these are the meat birds, I guess there. But the video is actually about our gardens. We're about all planted, so just take a little tour around. These are what we call our marshmallows in the front yard. So some of you maybe have seen the picture we posted on Facebook and Instagram here a while ago, but they're container gardens done with our sheep's wool. You can kind of see there's cattle panel or hog panel it is called, that's bent in a circle. Sheep's wool pulled through the holes around the outside and then filled with dirt. Just something, the wool, we have it every year. Need to find a use for it because there is no market to sell it for our breed of sheep. So this is what we're trying this year. So you can see everything is doing well. This one, for whatever reason, is really going to town. So we planted these about 2 weeks ago as fresh out of the greenhouse, and they're doing wonderful. So we'll keep you updated. These are all squash varieties: acorn and butternut, buttercup, luxury pie pumpkins, and then a mystery squash on the other side there. So we'll keep you updated, but so far so good. I guess it kind of tough to weed eat around, but the birds seem to be liking there. We see a lot of birds up here picking up at the wool, so I guess if nothing grows, we're helping our feathered friends. Fast forward, now we're on the deck. So this is the deck into our house. You can see we have quite a few, probably, what do we got? 4, 5 different varieties of tomatoes planted. Some fennel there, oregano, cilantro, another tomato plant, cucumbers, dill, basil. We figured out a few years ago if we planted stuff on the deck that we used a lot in the house, we were more apt to use it. Even though as our next stop is going to be right up here at our regular gardens, it's only 20 feet away. So, but I don't know, I don't know why, but we just use it more if it's right there available, and we don't need to put our shoes on. And so everything is growing well up here, just all recently planted. Got some cucumbers there. You can see we grow everything, all our cucumbers, up a fence. Makes good use of the space. Cucumbers stay nice and straight, nice and green all the way around. No yellow spots from sitting on the ground. The peas are just starting to come up. We have some kale that we'll have to separate here shortly as soon as we get some more roots, peppers, more cucumbers. Beets are coming up well. Some honey boxes I need to pick up. So, speaking of honey boxes, we got some beans coming up here, real good. So, we'll take a little trip over to the pear tree here in a little bit, and it is busting with pears. But these are our hives for this year. We just got them here. Oh, I don't know, not probably 3 weeks ago, I suppose. But they're all doing well. We added some honey boxes on already because their bottoms were filled up. So we're hoping for a good harvest come August. So some more peas and cauliflower. Them are some cabbage varieties. It's hard to see them, I guess, but broccoli. A few more tomatoes. In a little bit we'll go look at the greenhouse and we'll show you the tomatoes we have in there. They're doing super in there. Makes a big difference when you can grow them in a controlled atmosphere where they're getting the right amount of water all the time and not getting dried out by the sun. So there's supposed to be carrots planted in this one. But as you can kind of see, our chickens have decided that they liked dust bathing in that nice loose soil that we had for the carrots, so we'll have to replant them, it's looking. So as we go along here, we have some garlic that's doing wonderful. We'll start harvesting garlic scapes. That's the flower of the garlic. We'll start harvesting them. We use them in stir fry and just sauteed. Just a real mild garlic flavor with kind of like a green bean texture. So garlic is one of the crops we plant that in the fall, usually end of October or so before the ground freezes. So, and then we mulch it. And it comes up right away in the spring, and it's doing wonderful. So, then just this is our herb garden. See, we have some, it's hard to see, but we have some nettle over there. Oh, I forget what this is called. Sweetwood woodruff, I guess. A lot of different herbs planted in here that we'll use, and we'll dry and use them for teas and stuff in the wintertime. This is one of our youngest pear trees, and last year was its first year with fruit. You can see it's doing well. I don't know. I can see some pears up there, but then last up here we have the raspberries. They are doing well. We trimmed them. We cut them down in the springtime. We kind of trim them. We don't cut them all. So some of the longer shoots will start producing here in probably July, and we'll have good raspberries all the way clean up to the freeze up. So there, just like that. Now we're in the greenhouse. So we have some bedding plants, some stuff left to plant. There's some tomatoes. I believe that is rutabagas. If anyone doesn't know, rutabaga greens are just wonderful. Kind of a cross between a spinach and Swiss chard, and yeah, they're great. We love them. You can see the tomatoes in here are doing much better than the ones outside, and they're planted roughly about the same time, maybe a few days earlier in here, but in here they don't get all dried out, so when we water, the water stays. We have pretty nice airflow through the greenhouse, and we have a shade cloth on the top of it, so it keeps it nice and comfortable in here, and things just are doing wonderful. Couple different types of gardening. As you see, we do everything in raised beds, but of some sort, but this is just another way of gardening that we do. Is these are called self-wicking tubs. We have some zucchini, I believe, planted in these, and they're just going to town here. So they just started flowering here in the last couple days. So and these were planted just not very long ago. But the idea with the self-wicking tub, you see there's a tube there that goes all the way to the bottom, and that's behind, you can see just the top of, we used a feed sack because that's what we had. And of course on a farm you're always trying to use everything you have, or at least we do, and the tubs are actually mineral feeders that we feed our cows mineral in the wintertime, so we have a fair amount of these laying around. I think they're about 10 gallons, but the idea is that you put water in that tube back there, and it fills the tub up. It doesn't saturate the dirt because we have the feed sack there, but and then ideally you should only have to water them about once a week. We do it maybe twice, but we just fill that up till it comes out a drain hole that's about 2 inches from the top, and the roots just wick that moisture up. Working wonderful. So, another excess container that we have on the farm are 15-gallon cleaning jugs that we use in our pipeline system after we get done milking the sheep. So we use it twice a day. We go 3 or 4 of these a month we go through. So we have a fair amount of them laying around, so we thought we'd see if we can put some use to them. But we are trying, I guess, hydroponic growing. See that one? I just planted these today, so they don't look very well, but that's a zucchini there. We have a tomato, and over yonder there in the next one we have a cucumber. But the idea is to just have the roots hanging in the water, and they'll suck that moisture up. One of the videos I watched and kind of got the idea from, that gentleman used a fertilizer, but a boughten fertilizer, a pelleted thing. Didn't seem very right to us, and we didn't want to use that. I guess a conventional, I don't know what the word is, but we didn't want to add anything to it, so we just took some good old cow compost out in the field and added that and made a tea, I guess you'd call it. So we'll see how if that works. We just scroll on through. We have some peppers, cucumbers. We haven't got these ones trained yet, but they'll start going up a trellis of some kind. You can see there's peppers on there, good ones already, so a few more weeks and we'll have some peppers at the market, I'm sure. And we won't walk all the way through there, but we just got some more tomatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, some more peppers. So pretty much everything we plant outside, we plant in here to see if we can get it a little earlier in the season, I guess. You know, and as I said, on the farm you use everything multiple times if you can, and the greenhouse is no exception. See, there's a couple doors in the back there. They're closed now, but them are chicken doors. And in the wintertime, we take the shade cloth off, of course, but this is one of their winter homes. This is just kind of a place for them to go where it's nice. They do a great job at turning all of the leftover vegetable plants and vegetables and whatnot into dirt and organic matter, and works really well. Then as we can back up in the wall we have here, about halfway through the winter, we will actually put a tarp on this, and then we will start some of our seeds in here. We don't start everything. Some of the tomatoes and peppers require a pretty early start, sometime usually like February or March, I believe, and that's the height of our lambing season and maple syrup, and just don't have time to plant seeds then, so we buy them from a few different local greenhouses. So, well, that's all for today, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned. So we'll try to do this about once a month, and you can see how the gardens grow. Thank you much.